So, watching it became a little bit familiar, but obviously it still wasn't even a good movie in my childhood. So, not a good movie. it wasn't terrible. There's been far worse sequels, but it's kinda of a knockoff of Home Alone 2. Um, Even in the name, Lost in San Francisco, and Home Alone 2 is Home Alone 2 Lost in New York. And it's even a similar way. They go to the airport and they get separated at the airport. And now they're in San Francisco and they're somewhere else on vacation or whatever. I didn't pay attention because it was boring. All the actors return besides one, Shadow. He passed away not too long after filming of the first one, but they had to make a sequel, so they recasted him. And the actor that plays him does fine, but Shadow's voice actor in the first movie was just so good, it really fit the fucking old dog character. Um, but it's just fine here. Michael J. Fox actually plays Chance, which I found out by looking at the cast, and Aunt May from the Andrew Garfield movies plays Sassy. Um, so they get lost in San Francisco, but now other animals talk now. In the first movie, we had chickens and porcupines and bears and mountain lions and skunks and moose, and not a single one of them talked. In this movie, we get a bunch of dogs, and all of them talk. We get one cat, it doesn't talk. And we get some seals, and they don't talk either. So it seems like just dogs can talk, basically. Yet Sassy can talk. There's some mean dogs that pop in here and there that are unfunny stereotypes of one being dumb and one not being dumb, but also not being that smart. It just isn't funny. Like, at all. Just the way it was portrayed. Like, it could have been funny. It could have been something that I would understand kids finding funny. But in this movie, it just isn't funny. There's also the typical dog that, got abandoned. So now he doesn't really trust humans. That was Chance's role in the first movie. But now they're giving it to this random dog. And, he doesn't even really matter in the movie because there's this other girl, Delilah, who becomes Chance's love interest, who matters more than he does. So he literally doesn't matter at all. I mean, they say that he's going to give humans a chance in a throwaway line, but, he was not very important to the movie. This girl is scared of Chance for whatever reason, so they run into the house and hide. Later, that same kid, I think it was actually a boy. I don't remember. But whatever. The house caught on fire. So Shadow and Sassy save him. It could have been a way to have Chance, save him, and I don't know, something. Have Chance have a little bit of a redeemer for what happened in the earlier scene, but nope. It just feels like filler. I really don't know why it's there. I mean, sure, the other dogs are surprised that they're saving humans. But, it's also exactly like the first movie. Once again, they go and save a random little kid and reunite them with their parents. They did that in the first movie with the Lost Girl. Sure, it's under different circumstances and for a little bit of a different reason, but it's basically the same thing. And then, even near the ending, it's basically the same thing. Shadow in the first movie fell in a hole. The scene cuts. You don't know if he made it or not. Peter thinks Shadow was too old for the trip, and he's given up. And then Shadow comes running up the hill, and there he is. Well, in this movie, a car looks like it's gonna hit Chase. It cuts, so we don't see if he got hit or not. The dad starts explaining that Chase is probably dead. Probably got hit by the car. There was a dog in the road. He had to swerve out the way. And then they go and look, and Chase is just hiding under the car. I said Chase. His name's Chance. What the fuck? And then, there was this side plot that Delilah didn't want to be with him because she was a city dog and he was a pet or whatever. So they couldn't really be together, but they get together at the end of the movie. Happy ending. No third movie, so nothing really happens with that. Not that I would want it to, because this movie was not very good. And yeah, that was Homeward Bound, Lost in San Francisco.